money doesn't come back. Because otherwise you have two sufferings. You have the suffering of being upset and angry and plus the money not. Plus not having the money. So at least then you only have the suffering of not having the money, but not the suffering of anger and all this. Because when you're angry, you cannot enjoy anything at all. That's the thing. That's what is so sad about anger. And you have too much strength, too much energy, too much force. And then, as I said, you either direct it inwards and then you get sick, and ulcers and cancer and all these kinds of things, or you express it outwards and then you hurt other people. And you create new imprints for new habits of anger. Then the action similar to the cause, you will have an instinctive tendency to steal. Like I had when I was a kid. I had no reason to steal. I had no reason to steal from my boss. But I made a reason by thinking he doesn't pay me enough, the boss. And I made a reason, I stole from my parents, and then every time coming home from school, we stopped at the kiosk, and I was buying ice cream and chocolate for everybody. That was the reason why I stole. I didn't even use it for myself. Or I gave it to my brother. My brother, we had pocket money, both of us. And so I didn't give it to him. I lent it to him, but he never gave it back. And he's a big spender. So he would, 2 days later, money all gone for himself. And I never knew what to buy, in a way. So then I would buy ice cream and chocolate for the other kids that came with me on the way. Or my brother would come and say, can you lend me some money? So I would lend it to him. And I never got it back, but it was kind of okay, because I didn't really need it. So why did I steal money? I didn't need it. So yes, I thought my boss didn't give me enough money, but I had enough money to survive until the end of the month. Totally useless. A habit. Yeah? I don't have it anymore. I'm really happy, because imagine if I would still have this habit. In the century in Burn, all the dana is going into an envelope and it stays there. It stays there months, sometimes 2 months. All the money for the pujas, and it's like pujas is like $500, whatever is there. And I don't even think maybe I should take something from here. So I lost the habit. You can lose habits. Can you see now? That as a kid, as a young person, I had this habit, even though it was not needed. And by training, you lose it. I'm happy that I lost it. So I don't have to get nervous anymore about somebody finding out that I steal money. So, with the lying, I still have the habit. And maybe I don't tell blunted lies, but I definitely exaggerate. So that's the habit. That habit is not totally gone yet. Hopefully it will in this life. Okay, then the environmental results of stealing is taking birth in a barren place where crops do not grow or are destroyed, and there are shortages of food, bitter, frost, hail, and so on, and business ventures fail. Okay, then sexual misconduct. So the ripening result, rebirth in a lower state, one of the 3 lower states. Experiences that you will be having, again, you will be having once you come up out of a lower state as a human. The experiences you will be having as a human, you will be unable to keep relationships with others, and will quickly separate from your spouse, family and friends, students, employees, and so on. Students means if you're of course a Dharma teacher, your students will leave you all the time, or if you're a music teacher or something, your students will disappear. Then the actions that you will do that are similar to the cause, you have the tendency to be unfaithful. You find a lot of, you flirt with everybody that comes along and you don't care, like this. The environmental results, you have to live in a muddy or dirty place. Okay? Not in Switzerland. Definitely not in Switzerland. But Switzerland is very clean. I mean, why is it so clean? Not because people don't throw things away. You should see the city after, for example, the gay parade, where street parade is like thousands of people come. I mean, the garbage is that deep on the streets. Yeah. And then the moment the parade is finished, then all the garbage people come and collect it. So by 8 o'clock in the morning, everything is clean again. So big thanks to them. So, not because, also if then it becomes, this is it, we have a great influence on others. You see, also in Yechiam, it's very easy to throw something out, because there is so much already out. Here, you would feel worse. You wouldn't feel good if you throw your cup or your bottle or whatever, because it's clean. And did you see the young man yesterday collecting all these little bits with this thing? They're students. I think they're not even paid. They collect your garbage. They clean your room. So when you leave the room today again, think that this could be clean it as if the person who comes to clean your room is your daughter or your son. How would you leave the room? Leave it like this. Okay? And then you create the cause to be reborn in a clean place. It's nice to be. It's very good for the mind when the place is clean. So that also definitely, when you have a place to meditate, make sure it's clean and not cluttered with a lot of stuff. Make sure that the mind feels at ease. It doesn't think, oh, I have to clean this, I have to clean this. No, that you feel totally comfortable and at ease. It's very important. Because this outer cleanliness kind of then reflects inner cleanliness. Lying. The ripening result is rebirth in a lower state. Then the experiences that we will have, others do not believe you even when you tell the truth. So that result has not ripened yet in this life for me, because people do believe what I'm saying. If I'm not able to purify the negative results from lying, then finish with being Dharma teacher in the next life. That's for sure. Then action similar to the cause. You have the tendency to lie and deceive others. Then the environmental result, having to live amongst people who cheat, and you can't find anyone you can trust. I think this, you can't find anyone that you can trust. It is really subjective, because there are people who have a mind that is, they're even proud of that mind of not trusting anybody. And it's such an unhappy mind. It's such a nervous mind. The mind that is suspicious and doesn't trust. A mind that trusts, even though the trust is not justified, but while you trust, the mind is happy. While you trust, the mind is happy. You feel comfortable. You feel at ease. So, I don't know why we are so afraid to trust. Because then, maybe the trust is not justified and the person is not coming running like every time you need the person. It's okay, we don't do it either, meaning, we don't own people, it's okay, So we shouldn't have that kind of trust. They will always be there for me whenever I need them. No. I mean, whenever they're there, we're happy. When they're not there, then they're not there. So we don't suffer. A lot of unhappiness comes because of our wrong thinking, our wrong expectations, which are far too high. Result similar to the cause. Where were we? Okay, divisive speech. The ripened result, rebirth in the lower realm. The experience you will have, you will be lonely, having few friends, followers or employees. You will have difficulty developing good relationships. And the action, you have a tendency to cause disunity. The environmental result, having to live in a rugged, uneven, inhospitable environment where communication is difficult. Well, today, with internet and all this, I don't know if that place... Well, if there's no antennas, then, There is no. Then insulting words, here it says, or harsh words, ripened result, rebirth in a lower state. Then experiences you will have, others will abuse you, even when you speak pleasantly, they will interpret as negatively. Has it ever happened to you? That you tried to be very kind and somebody was really abusing you? Has it happened to you? Okay, so then what do we do? From now on, we say thank you very much. Not like this in front of the people because they think you're crazy, but inside you say thank you very much, one imprint less to be abused when I'm kind. And then you don't create new imprints to be abused when you're kind. The actions, you have the tendency to be critical and hurtful. That is like the habit to be like this, from harsh words. And the environmental results, having to live in a place where there are many tree stumps, brambles, nettles, sharp rocks and thorns. Again, these environmental results is kind of, it's quite funny sometimes. Because also from sexual misconduct, I read, I think in Pabonka, which is Liberation of Palm of Your Hands, one of the environmental results, you're in a place where there's many bed bugs. So, you know, again, it's like, yeah. Then idle gossip, the ripened result, rebirth in a lower state, experiences that are similar to the cause, others will not take your speech seriously or listen to what you have to say. We can see that, you know, sometimes for us, we have people, what they say is totally not interesting. Or we're kind of polite and we just listen when it's like, yeah. Or we try to say something that for us is really important and interesting, and other people, they listen, but they don't really listen. So it's not very pleasant. Then actions similar to the cause, having the tendency to talk continuously and fill any quiet moment with the sound of your voice. Do you know somebody who has this tendency? Yeah. Could you consider that somebody is thinking about you now? No, not us. It's only others, isn't it? Yeah. Then the environmental results, having to live in a place where crops do not grow properly, rain falls at the wrong time, and activities are not successful. Covetousness, the ripened result, rebirth in a lower state. Then experiences similar to the cause, you will be unable to achieve your aims and get what you want. Actions that are similar to the cause, you being continuously dissatisfied and grasping, and your attachment increases. Do we know somebody like this? Never content, always needing more, always thinking that they never get what they want, but we always give them what they want. There are people like this. We had like customers like this in Root Institute in Bodh Gaya. It's a residential Buddhist center. So we had people who would say, I want the best room. So first, of course, the first time we did give her the best room. That was the biggest mistake we ever made, because she was not happy. This is your best room? So from then on, we always gave her the second best room. So when she would say, this is your best room, we would say, no, I was really sorry, but you see, the best room is not free yet. Yeah? So, but it will be free this afternoon. So then you can go there this afternoon, and she would be happy. Otherwise, she would spend her whole stay with an unhappy mind in not being in the best room. So we lied to her on purpose, but in order for her to be able to concentrate on the Dharma, because she was taking Dharma courses. A very famous person. It was a fashion designer. Huh?
You should send her to Muhammad. Okay. After that, you will go with.
Yeah, but this very, you know, you can use, it's again, try to be careful when you use lies and tactiques like that. Try to be careful that you are really thinking about the person and you don't want to manipulate her. This is very important, because otherwise still then it goes into negative motivation. But if the motivation is really to make her feel comfortable and then not to make fun of her, you know, that she's like this. But to really know, we're doing this now, so next time she comes, yeah. And there was another person who, usually these people are rich, famous, beautiful. Yeah, I know, but I'll make the break at 11 o'clock, and then we have half an hour break, then we do half an hour meditation. Sorry, I should have told you. But thank you very much. Who was also always doing this, and his wife told me, whenever we go to a hotel, I am so embarrassed because he always wants another room when we go. So I stay outside. I'm not going with him anymore because I'm so embarrassed. And it's somebody who was very rich and was attracted to Buddhism, and then actually made it possible that the teaching of the Dalai Lama could have happened in his country. But then he went to another country to the teachings of the Dalai Lama. So, of course, when you're the main sponsor, you're sitting in front. But he went to another teaching, and he was not the main sponsor. And the people in that other country had the policy to whoever registers first is sitting in the front. It didn't matter how much you donated. Yeah. So he registered very late. He was sitting at the back. And he was sitting, and he was upset, and he was angry, and he was walking towards the organizers, of the Dalai Lama's office, because of course they knew him, wanting to go and complain. And he said, as I'm walking towards there, all of a sudden I thought, why am I doing this? Why can I not sit at the back? And he turned around and went to sit at the back, and he said, I was very happy. I was more happy to sit at the back than if they would have put me in the front. Nice. Yeah? We can cut habits by being aware of what we're doing. And to be honest enough to tell the story on top of it, that was very, very nice. Okay, so for covetousness we had, having to live in a place where the crops are poor and material resources are easily destroyed or lost. Then harmful thoughts or harmful intent, the ripened result, rebirth in a lower state. Then experiences similar to the cause. You will be a person who easily becomes frightened and panicky. So that is a result of frightening others or being harsh to others when you have a lot of fear. Is a result of being aggressive, so then Then having the tendency to hurt others, your anger and hatred increase. That is the result, similar to the cause. Then, the action, similar to the cause. Then the environmental result, having to live in a violent place where there is war and contagious diseases. Wrong views. Ripened result in a rebirth in lower state, results similar to the cause, being ignorant of correct views and finding it difficult to develop realizations and correct understanding. Then actions similar to the cause, having the tendency to draw wrong conclusions again and again, your ignorance will increase. The environmental result, having to live in a place where there are shortages of water and other resources such as food, and there are no precious things such as treasures, works of art, scriptures, or spiritual guides. So these are the different results when we are reborn human from our 10 negative actions. So we can find a few. So we don't go, okay, I'm living in a place where it's violent, I'm living in a place there's not much water, this is a punishment. No, it's not a punishment. Make the best of it. And protect your mind from doing more negative actions. Then all of a sudden, we have also what is called, individual karma and, I lost the word, collective karma. Collective karma, so if the collective karma of the beings living in this area changes, rains will fall. Not because the rain knows it, but because your mind will experience that there's enough water and there's enough rain. Okay? So this is how we also... that the Mother Earth is in such a bad condition, we can see it's due to our work. It's due to us. So also the Dalai Lama says, don't pray to God to make a change. because God didn't create that problem. Humans created that problem. So you have to figure out now what you're going to do. Okay. But now we're having a break, so we meet again 20 past 11. Then, if it's okay for you, we do the preparation for the meditation properly, and then we do meditation. Is that okay? Well, I'm asking, is it okay? You have no choice anyway, so I shouldn't ask if it's okay. It's like, I better be honest and say that's the way it's going to be. So you are still in silence, so please keep it, and again, train awareness, look in what mind state you are, try to see if you can change something for something more open and something more easy, or like more warm, or here in Israel more cool. So you see what I mean, Being in silence and in the break, use the break to continue with your practice, not formal practice, but the practice of awareness and looking at your mind. Yeah? So please enjoy the break and looking at your mind. May you see wonderful things.
I would just like to say